with his friend, West Coast legend and my brother, DJ Quik. Welcome to Fox Soul Block Report. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing pretty good, bro.
The sun is shining bright for you. I see you over there. So today, first of all, at 935K, you know the station. You made the station. We're doing 25 hours. He did 25 hours nonstop of Tupac songs, and we're going to continue to do that until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. But let's go back. Tell us about your relationship with Tupac.
It started on tour, 1991, when he was with Digital Underground, and he was just like one of the coolest people out on the road at that time. I mean, I was touring with Ice Cube and MC Hammer and all of them, and it's something about Tupac. We kind of just clicked, man. He's a real cool dude, bro.
Yeah.
Quik, thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm sure you have so many different memories that you were asked and you talk about on a daily basis. But we want to know, what is your most fondest memory of Tupac? I know there's one good, really story that you want to share with us.
Yeah, it was there behind the scenes, like not on stage. Like we rocked concerts together, we partied together. But it was in the interim, when it was downtime, Pac was a comedian. Like he would make jokes and keep everybody energy light and be funny, and he's one of them bagging on your mama kind of behind the scene. People didn't know that. Excuse my French, but yeah, he just him being silly and doing like jokes and impressions. It was like he was well rounded in that world. But yeah, it was some of the private things that we did, like outside of the shows, after parties. It was like, being in a hotel lobby or in a hotel hallway, and he's just up there just lighting it up, being crazy funny.
Now, you produced a couple of records for Pac. What was it like working with him in the studio? What type of artist was he?
He was a consummate artist. He didn't have time to make everything perfect like we do as producers, but he would give you a perfect performance and then leave the studio and go into another studio and do the same thing in somebody else's session. Like just a workaholic. I never seen it on such a level. Like just, and his passion and intensity and the way he rallied his, the Outlaws to, to step their game up and be on his level was just something else. It was pretty powerful, man, to be in the studio with Pac.
It's become one of those things, everyone now, it's a part of pop culture history. Where were you when you heard about Pac's passing? So I want to ask you, do you remember where you were?
Yeah, actually, I was in the car driving. Mm-hmm. I was supposed to go to Vegas with them, but I didn't, I didn't like the energy I was feeling. It was getting to be a little bit too violent, and a little bit too gangster, if you will. So I fell back. I didn't go out there that night. And, I talked to Pac and I told him, just be careful, before you go out there. It's like, it's kicking up, as we say, like, it's all kicked up. And then when I heard after he got shot, I took the assumption, like everybody else did, like, oh, Pac is all right. He gonna live. He done been shot before. This just another thing, how naive I was. So we waited 5 days or whatever, 3, 4, 5 days. And I'm driving down the freeway and I get a call from somebody that I knew personally who was out in Las Vegas at the hospital. And he told me that he had passed. And it automatically felt like the game was over, the whole game, because Pac was such an important key to the puzzle of music, period, not just West Coast, but to hip hop. And I called my friend Theo on 92.3 The Beat, and I told him, and he announced it on LA radio. I kind of got the news first and told him. And while I was on the phone with him, it hit me that Pac was really gone, and I got emotional. I kind of broke down.
Yeah, we all definitely got emotional. We all got emotion, man. And, we had Daz from Dog Pound on the radio show this morning, CC9, and we were talking about the first song he did was Ambitious of a Rider, because I believe you mixed that one, right?
Yeah, that was the first song that came through on the real tapes, back when we had, the Ampex 456 2-inch 24 tracks. It came in as a 48-track song. Yeah. And as soon as I put it up, it was like the energy was just emanating from the speakers, bro. It was like something else. Yeah. So I took my time and mixed it the best I could, and got it to where people hear it today. We just captured. It was like we caught lightning in a bottle when I was mixing the All Eyes on Me record. And Daz definitely is a big he's a big important piece of all of those songs. You know,
Yeah.
everything that was on that first CD. It was like that was Daz at his finest,
Yeah.
fresh off the Dog Pound album.
Yeah, DJ Quik hanging out with us on Fox Soul Black Report. I only have a couple more minutes, but what would you say Tupac's legacy represents?
It represents power for all of us. Like for like the We Shall Overcome. That was kind of his push. He was totally about Black empowerment, about being rich, about being self-contained, about owning all your stuff. Like he was just a freedom fighter for the Black folks. For us, you know what I mean? Y'all can beat me. But he was like, he rode for us, man. He was the type of person that would really, he would sacrifice himself so that people could be happy, bro. Black people. He just felt like we had been, so done wrong over centuries here in this country. And he was really trying to change the game. He'd probably be a politician at this point, or a movie director, along the lines of Quentin Tarantino.
Quik, I'm so glad you said that, because that's exactly what I wanted to know about Pac in current day. What would he be like? Because so much has changed from when he was on the scene. What do you think that he would say about hip hop today?
He probably wouldn't say anything bad about it, because if he was here, he'd still be affecting it. It wouldn't be just the mumble rap. It would be, it would be still more thoughtful. Like that was his whole thing. He made real thoughtful music, and party music. Like, his drive would, and he would saturate the industry. He'd be on everybody's projects, just like everybody got on his. And it wouldn't be in the doldrums in kind of the way that it is right now. I mean, to be fairly honest, I feel like, the West Coast is losing, and we lost because we don't have a Tupac.
Right. I mean, I'm going to say
Don't
it.
at me.
No, I'm going to say it. There was no better time for hip hop than the 80s and the early 90s. Best time ever. And
So
I want to,
short-lived.
yeah. And I want to thank you for keeping it unapologetically gangster here today on Fox Soul's Black Report. But Pac
Hey, it
was
is what
really
it is.
big on social justice issues, as you were just saying. He wrote songs like Baby Don't Cry, Brenda's Got a Baby, Keep Your Head Up, Changes, so many
Mama.
others. How do you think he would feel about the Black Lives Matter movement today?
He'd probably be the leader of it. He would go to this and talk to the lady who's the leader, I forget her name, but he would align himself with that movement, because that was right up his alley. Probably Black Lives Matter is partially because of the work that Tupac did. He might be part of it, he might have been, he would have definitely been a chairperson of it, a spokesman for it. But I think it's because of him that we even have a Black Lives Matter.
That's very powerful, man. DJ Quik, once again, you took the time out as we celebrate the life of Tupac Shakur today. 25 hours nonstop here at 935 KD Los Angeles. But man, I cannot wait to get back in the lab with you, and thank you for what you've done for hip hop.
Come on, man. You one of my favorite artists, bro.
Mine too.
Hey, DJ Quik, I have one more question for you, Quik. We have to know, we have to do this for the culture. That's what Black Soul, Fox Soul is all about. Who would you want to do a versus battle with?
Ooh.
I don't want to do a versus battle. This is my thing. Why everything that Black people do got to be about versus? Like the Foo Fighters ain't going against Green Day. That's not even their world. Like, why do we have to do that? Why we got to compete and then do it for free? That's why I haven't done versus, and I won't. I'm back in concert. I'll be at the Novo this Saturday night in full regalia, and I'm about to hump the world too. We about to clown, but I wouldn't do a versus. Like, I ain't even into that.
Okay. All right. My man, once again, thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you, man. I'll see you soon in that lab. Let's get to work.
You got it.
Sir.
All right. Here's an eerie story.